Hi Ma, welcome back for today's session. So yesterday we learned about how the software architecture in terms of how should we think and what is not software architecture and what is software architecture. Right, so we gone through some definitions in the last class. So today I will explain main concept of the software architecture, what are the main components, in what perspective we have to see, okay, and what are the hidden definitions for the software architecture in detail. Right now, so yesterday I started this concept, but I wind up because of time limit. I will tell you today key points to define software architecture. So first we have to what we have to define first is the elements. See, if you want to build a engineering college, we have to verify the elements in terms of students, faculty, non-teaching staff, accountant, etc. etc. So a lot of things is going to be discussed in this. So here every element should be interactable with any other element. The elements may be publicly, means one can interact or one can access the properties of the element. Some elements may be private, some elements may be usage, can be useful to any other element, or some element is going to relate with any other element. Okay, so these are the properties of total elements you want to define. Right, so the elements in our department, for example, HOD, class teacher, what is year in charge, etc. etc. Okay, so how they are going to be interacted, how they are going to be shared, how they are going to maintain some secrecy, how they can be useful to us, how one faculty is going to relate with any other. So these are the elements of this concept. Next one is the structure. So is there any rule that everyone have to follow the same structure? So here HOD follows year in charge, but somebody else in the other colleges they used to follow junior HOD or second HOD. Okay, it depends. So it may contains different structures. So based upon that the projects may vary from one to another. The assignments of work. So the HOD may not do the same work as the junior HOD or joint HOD, right ma? And teams. So what are the themes you want to follow for your structure? What are the elements you want to form as a structure? For example, in my team I have 50 members, but all will not become as a team. 10 members may become teams, some other 10 may become team, like that. So parallel processing. What is a parallel processing ma? Parallel processing is doing the same work. Here also we can define based upon. See, for example, I want to do a project. Project is can be collecting of software requirements, hardware requirements can do at the parallel. But after design only we can go to the implementation part. Right ma? So what if there is any possibility of parallel processing we can do along with the analysis also. The software requirements also can do with the analysis part also. Synchronization, yes, one structure may be synchronized with another, they can run parallelly, may not, some other. Right? Third one, computing, yes. Program, see if I given a program, for example, write a table program for 10 people, 10 people may not write same code. They may differ one to another based upon their using of while loop, for loop, if conditions, their numbering, okay, their declaration of the variables. A lot of variations will be happen. Some use functions, some may use parameter by passing or the reference, some use direct code, some use any other language they want to implement. So like this the computing may vary based upon the SWA. So if you want to define any SWA, we have to take care of all these concepts. Last one, good or bad. So finally after defining all the concepts, we have to judge whether your architecture is good or bad. Okay, how can you know? Finally after getting product only we can know, but before the product we have to identify the functionality of each element in the right. For example, in terms of performance, in terms of life cycle requirements, how you are going to perform. If it is going to give, for example, you are going to do the simulation means the model, then you are going to get output better or not we can check. Okay, next one, finally. So finally what is this SWA is, in my words, so each structure comprises software elements, relations and properties of the elements. Right. Next, what is the architecture then? The architecture is nothing but the metaphor, a similar one analogous to architecture of a building, which I said previously. If you want to construct a building, we can define in terms of rooms, floors, properties, the way you want to enter, the way you want to exit. So a lot of things is going to be done in a software architecture. Finally, it functions as a blueprint for the system and developing a project. Right? Right. Blueprint means we have to get the final outcome as it is. So it is a small topic in our syllabus, even though it is the second concept in our chapter, that is in the first unit or first part. It's a very small topic. We can get only one slide. A few of the most often hard definitions follow. Architecture is a high level design. Of course, we have to accept. If you are able to give overall design, if you want to construct a house, we have to define where is our living room should be, where is our kitchen room, where is our bedroom, study room, washrooms it should be, if there is any lawn, okay, etc. etc. If there is 2 flats is there, they are going to be what is it? We by what way we have to go to upstairs. Okay, so like this. So architecture is the overall structure of the system. Yes, we have to accept that. We also know it contains all the elements, relations, properties, their connectivity, their functionality. So architecture is the structure of components of a program or system, their interrelationships, of course, what I said previously, and the principles and guidelines, how we have to do, what we should not do. Everything can be defined in this architecture. Right, ma? So these are the four other points of in terms of view of architecture. What is it? Is a high level design. It is the overall structure of the system. It may contain the components, interrelationships and principles. And finally, architecture is the components and characters, of course, elements and their connectivities in terms of relations. Right? Third concept in our first part of first unit. Small topics, these are all very small topics, very easy subject I can say. We can prepare with the self study also. As a part of a syllabus, we have to contribute, okay, for better improvement in the marks. Right. So in this, what he want to define, who the author want to distinguish between what is the architecture patterns, reference model and the reference architecture. Right. So see, before continuing with our main topic, I want to give some layout. What is this, ma'am? What is box? What is line diagram? See, if you want to give any architecture, for example, I want to make a cycle. I want to make a cycle. So my teacher said to give a flowchart for the making a cycle. So what I have to start? First I have to collect all the parts. Later I have to frame the design where I have to insert all these parts. Later I have to test. Right. So this is a flowchart. In every function, collecting the parts means we have a cycle, we have a bell, we have a wheels, and we have some rods we have to collect. So all this flow diagram can be helpful to represent your functionality of your concept. Right? So here also the black box line diagram is the architecture usage things. If you want to give any architecture, that architecture contains, see, box, points, connections and arrows. That's it. Not more than this. Then what is a box? Your subprogram or concept or element. Then what is a dot? It is a component. If there is any component, that is a component. What is line? This connector. One is connected with another. What is a bidirectional line? Control. So either this one is going to control this, either this one is controlled to like this. For what these lines and boxes and points? These are for used to represent architecture designs. What is for architecture designs? Okay. So hope you understood why given this. So with this diagram, what you understood is, so I hope it is now you understood. So I given question mark. Is it one architecture? My question is, it is one architecture? No. These are the needed things in your architecture. Right, ma? That is called as a black box line diagram. Next. So between box line sketches are the barest of starting points and full-fledged architectures. Without these box lines, dots, you can't start your architecture. Right or wrong? How can you define? First of all, we have to start with the picture representation only. Right? Next one. So with all the appropriate information about a system filled in lie a host of intermediate stages. So every architecture contains a number of steps. Automatically we used to get some intermediate stages, and finally the outcome, we will get the outcome. One representation finally is outcome, which maybe depends upon some decisions and choices. Obviously we used to get some decision. For example, I want to get my study room. In the study room you want to get a shelf or not. Okay, or in the study room, which shelf you want to get. If you want to decide to get a shelf, then which shelf you want to use, either 4 racks or 2 racks, or open closed or open door one or closed door one. Which one? We have to select that. So architecture says that even though it is a box line, it will define the n number of stages along with the controlling. Okay, controlling based upon the conditions or decisions or the choices for your op. Right, ma? So some of the intermediate stages are very useful in this own right. Of course. The main intermediate stages are, what are those? So in order to get total architecture, now we got our 1.3 heading. In order to go total architecture, we have to define one is architecture pattern. What is a pattern is the collection of elements. What is a pattern is collection of elements. We have to identify the elements. First of all, I want to start with a car showroom. Okay, for that what elements I have to select? How many rooms I have to divide the place or location of the showroom? How many cars I have to buy? From which company I have to share my information or get some information? Okay, what can be the price of the cost? Right, how many staff I have to recruit? What is the functionality? How to give the service to the customers? Etc. etc. All these nothing but the elements. Okay, main elements are customer, buyer, and producer. 3 will come. Who is the customer? Who will buy from you? Who is the investor? Okay, you. Okay, and who is the producer? From where you will get the cars? That is called as architecture pattern containing elements. Reference model. Whenever there is a buyer and producer and investor, automatically we have to define the functionalities. Buyers will select of his own by spending some amount. Investor to the company will select some cars based upon his investment. The producer will give some cars to you based upon your investment. Right or wrong? So each functionality of each element is going to divide in terms of reference model. And finally, the reference architecture. So one element may refer another. One element may correct each other. One element may relate each other. One element may control any other. If it is so, then it is called as a reference architecture. I repeat. So from top to bottom architecture, we have 3 stages. One is a pattern, identifying the element or description of the element and their relations. Okay. Reference model, division of functionalities together with data flow between the pieces, that is elements. And what is the reference architecture, ma? It is a model mapped onto the software elements. How one element is going to relate with each other, their function. So I will explain one by one clearly. The pattern can be thought of a set of constraints on an. We have to set some constraints on a pattern element. One is the architecture, means each element should possess in this architecture by his own place without the priority giving the element where you can prefer that. Right? For example, I'm going to use a camera. If camera I put it to my very near to my face, it's visible to me? No. So I have to place the camera somewhere else. There I have to identify the solution. Element types and their patterns of interaction. So what are the properties of the elements, how they are going to interact. The author want to explain this with the help of example called as a client server. Client is a one element, server is a one element. Okay, so here we identify the elements in this architectural pattern. In the architecture model, we identify the functionalities of the elements. What is a client work, what is a server work. Right. So, and these constraints define a set or family of architectures that satisfy them. Example is a client server architecture. Patterns exhibit known quality attributes. Okay. You have to set a lot of attributes. See, so architecture chooses a particular pattern. Every architect who is going to design or is going to find out some architecture for the suitable application, he used to find out a particular pattern and not randomly, because based upon your application only you have to find a architecture. How can you choose randomly? Yeah? Can't possible, right? Some patterns represent known solutions to performance problems. Of course, some architect, for example, our institution is for giving solutions for your future. Okay, the car will give solutions for your what is the luxury. Our client server will give solution for the connectivity. Right? Based upon that requirement, the architecture may give better performance and it results. Next, so some other may give high security systems, some other may give high availability systems based upon your requirement. Yeah. Okay. So choosing the architecture is very very important, and it is treated as first major design choice. Right now. Now, so example, the author saying that the architectural pattern equal to the architecture style, or you can say the style, right? If you are framing a style, how your model should be, that is finalized. If it is so, by going inner, you can define the function of this. So client server is a common architectural pattern which contain two elements. One is client and server, so which are working on based upon the protocol. Based upon the protocol only, they used to work each other. See, with protocol, the server used to communicate with each of these clients. In that, what is the reference model? As I said previously a few seconds back, the standard decomposition of a known problem into parts that cooperatively solve the problem. So how one function may work with any other function so that we can solve the problem. That is a reference model. It is not same as a reference it is reference pattern. So in this we have to get some questions. What are the questions, sir? Regarding he given some questions. Can you name the standard parts of a compiler or a database management system? See, if you want to define a compiler, we have lot of stages. What are those? Code generator, syntax analyzer, etc., etc. So everything, those are the elements, but what they can do in the code in your compiler, that is called as a reference model. One more. Can you explain in broad terms how the parts work together to accomplish their collective purpose? Yes. If you are not able to define your element, their work, their responsibility, how can they interact with each other? How can you define your total overall system? It is not possible, right? So for that we have to define your overall system. And what is finally reference architecture? So the reference architecture model divides the functionalities, whereas reference model divides the functionalities, whereas the reference architecture is a mapping of that functionality. It is going to connect from one system, one element to another. Their connectivity, receiving, sending, cooperating, sharing, controlling, all these can be done at one place. That is called as a reference architecture. So in one architecture, one need to communicate with any other, right? So this communication can be called as a reference architecture. The mapping may be, but by no means necessarily is one-to-one. Okay, the mapping is one-to-one only, right? So a software element may implement part of a function or several functions. So this functionality can be defined in a, this connectivity may be defined with the one or more than one. So there is a final figure, the connectivity of these three elements. What is architecture pattern, reference model and reference architecture? Whenever the reference model is ready with the functionality, whenever the architectural pattern is ready with the elements, those are combining at one place called as a reference architecture to get the software architecture. Right, ma? So this is final our architecture which contain three parts: reference model, architecture pattern and reference architecture. Right, ma? So for today this is the final, for today this is enough for you. Tomorrow I will give one more new topic, right? Till then have a nice day. Bye.